Hey. Yeah. What excited me about getting into music? A buddy of mine that I grew up with in Sioux City, he got into a band with his older brother. I stopped out and watched him. Danny and the Stylers was the name of this band, and I was really excited. Donnie Peterson was a drummer. I bought my first set of Rogers from him. I found some old buddies. We played for 9 years through high school and college in Sioux City area in a band called The Establishment. Broke up for 25 years, went and raised families, and then got back together in 2005. In 2008, we were inducted in the Iowa Rock and Roll Music Association Hall of Fame for what we had done back in the 60s and the 70s, basically taking music of Zeppelin and Foghat and Rolling Stones to little towns where these bands would never go. So we loaded up some lights and fog machines and all kinds of stuff, and threw them in a 48-passenger 1957 Ford school bus, and just had a ball traveling around 150-mile radius of Sioux City back in the 60s and early 70s. This deal tonight, got to know Charlie Hicksonbaugh. We moved down here in 97. Still play a little bit back in Sioux City, like I say, and in the meantime, I wasn't getting enough, so hooked up with some local guys. Charlie Hicksonbaugh, the bass player with us tonight, knew all these guys. We hooked up with a bunch of wonderful musicians. There's just some really good guitar players down here. Bob Ballard and Jared Boysen I know pretty well. Didn't know Justin Keisterson, and Justin was just a riot. And we just had a lot of fun playing. And it's always good to do something for a cause, to play for a cause. Helping out the community theater and helping out the food cupboard, always a fun time. A lot more fun playing for something that means something. So we just had a ball. Glad some folks came out. We hope to triple the crowd next time we do it. I'm sure we'll do it again. We love to play for people.
Okay. Well, I love to play, and I love the people. I love having people out there that there's an energy that comes off of them that you feel, and you really enjoy giving them some joy, and you can see the happiness in their faces, and that's kind of why I got into music, and I've been doing it for 30 some odd years, and I don't plan to ever stop.
What excited me about music, I guess I've always loved music. I've always been a singer, and I picked up the guitar. Mainly Stevie Ray Vaughan is what inspired me to play, and I was off and running. I picked up a guitar and taught myself, and had a good time playing with it, man. So it's taken me around the country. I actually toured for a couple years with a girl named Shannon Kerfman, and she's a background singer and acoustic guitar player for Kid Rock. So I've been out on the national scene a little bit and stuff. So it's been a pretty good time. Been pretty fortunate for some good luck that I've had along the way. So I'm just gonna be working on an album soon, and hope to go out and tour and support of that in the near future, probably the next year or so, to get some stuff rolling.
Most interest in the guitar was probably girls, and it was guitar to start out with. There wasn't any other instrument than the guitar. But I had some stepbrothers that used to turn their stereos up really loud, and that kind of got me into like the 80s rock and roll, and kind of blossomed from there. I take all kinds of different styles of music, different styles of music, and try and get as much versatility as I can. Versatility. Very first guitar was an acoustic. Grandparents got me that when I was 15. Within a year, I got my first electric, and just stuck with electric since then. So yeah, here I am. I just got into blues, playing blues music within the past 10 years. I always had an ear for it. I always liked it, but I never really got into it. Started playing it really heavy until about 10 years ago. And guitar players, Steve Ray Vaughan, Jeff Healey, listen to a lot of the older stuff. Muddy Waters, some of the black artists, just kind of get a taste of the variety in the older stuff. So all that combined is what I try and fit into my music.
I started playing instruments back whenever I got my first acoustic drum, which is called a tongue drum. And I used to play Woodstock, I used to play early Traffic, I used to play whatever I could and just play along. And I just loved it. And then when I was in Wisconsin, I had a friend that asked me to play some drums with him. That was my first time ever on the stage. Scared me to death, but it went pretty well. And came here, met Charles, and I don't know how it came up, but he found out I played some percussion, asked me to come in, join his band, Bones Band. And I was sitting with his band, and I was playing along and jamming along, and I got a very nice compliment when they plugged in a mic that went to my drums. I thought, oh, cool, they got a mic on my drums. I thought I was actually really flattered that they would consider that. And they were, we did a few shows together. They're a bunch of talented people, as you know. And then this came up, and it was a blues thing. I didn't think I was going to be involved. I thought they had a great bunch of people. But, I got invited to play. No way I'm going to turn it down. You heard how talented they all are. So I'm hoping they'll invite me back again. I hope to work with the Bones Band again. I'm working out some stuff with a friend named Rick in Ottumwa, Rick Smith, who's doing some good stuff. Hoping to work with him more. Any chance I have to make more music, I'm looking forward to it. I'm working with really talented people. They let me play with them. I feel pretty darn fortunate about it.
Good point.
What really turned me on to music was this type of music, and the band stuff is sitting in front of the TV, and this is for true, man. Everybody, you've heard it a million times, but the Beatles. I watched the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I said, that's what I want to do. And those guys just instantly became my heroes, man. And, of course, they were doing rock and roll kind of back then, of course. But that's what really got me going, man. I used to play their music and pick up the broom and pretend like I was playing. So, I kind of started out playing the bass when I was real young, and then I put it away. And then when I was about 20, I picked up the 6-string, and I played 30 years on the 6-string, and finally going through band after band, and like everybody does, playing in band, somebody finally, says we need a bass player, and it was my turn, I guess. And which was about 10 years ago with a band called Texas Radio, which actually Bob was in, was when I really seriously picked up the bass and started playing that bass, and it just went from there, and I just play it all the time, man. So that's me in a nutshell. And then here I am. I wanted to do this because there's so many good guitar players in this area. I mean, there's 3 of them, but that's 3 of probably a dozen that are maybe not as good, but just really, really close as good as these guys, man. So if we actually did it again, there would be, I could get a whole different group, and it would still be just as awesome, man. There's a lot of talent around here, and Bob and Justin and Jared are just a piece of cake. I mean, just a piece of the pie, but they're awesome, man. They're really good, and it's probably, if somebody else put this together, I wouldn't be the bass player. See, so that's why I put it together, so I could play. It's kind of selfish.